good, but Vitality look better. Is that going to hold true here on Vertigo?
Well, you know, I'm gonna talk your ears off about that in just a moment. But let's give the pissed around the love, the attention, the respect it so rightfully deserves. Kyojin taking this peek down through the ramp. And now looking to swing in is dead to Nafany. So there's the opener for Gambit. They're picking up the pace towards this A-bomb site. Axel late lurking mid. Normally it's Hobbit we see over here. But a bit of a change is afoot. Nafany out on the short side, dead after one. And the trade doesn't come through for Shiro. Vitality don't want to overextend. They know they found a bit of a golden goose, and now they sit with a man advantage. Axel's lurk might just maybe deal with ZywOo. And maybe you lower your guard a little bit there. Once you see you've dealt with Hobbit, he's often the guy coming in on these mid lurks. Well, there's more lurks where that came from, my friends. Axel with a nice double to open. Shiro shuts down this late rotation, and Axel goes on to win them the whole damn round. So, what I was going to say, Hugo, to make a bit of a case for why this could be exciting, why the Gambit streak could get broken, is... you know, we saw that Liquid game go to OT. It looked like Liquid were going to be the team to break the win streak here. And obviously, Gambit didn't let that happen. They ended up winning that matchup. One of the big reasons why it got so close in the first place was that was another real rough performance out of Axel. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to not let that Inferno slow start get to him. And the fact that he just got 3 in the pistol, ooh, it's boding well for the Axel recovery story.
Yeah, in that game as well that you're talking about, he went 3 and 15 on the T side, right? He pulled it all the way back in. You know, he didn't have a great second half. It was more OT in the final few rounds of regulation where he stepped up. But yeah, that was a scary game for Axel. Liquid were just abusing the B-bomb site a lot. And, well, he started strong in this one. That is one hell of a way to make the haters forget. Forgive, maybe. We'll see if Gambit deserve that yet. Setting in towards this B-bomb site. Kyojin's here with the Deagle. He's not got any support, though, and that's a lovely start. Forget Axel, he's gone from this round. Kyojin, how much longer can he last?
Well, we've got these mid-lurks coming through from Hobbit again, so back to normality there. Hobbit isn't someone who really looks to go early. If anything, he likes these late backstabs like what we had out of Axel in the pistol. Apex has now taken ramp away, and so this is going to free up more rotations for this B-bomb site. Vitality hadn't actually stacked that many players there. Now they start to reinforce B, and they're going to need to. Shox, the Deagle's looking good! Shox has ruined the round for Gambit, and it's only Hobbit left. The Deagle in Shoxy's hands is blessed by the gods. Some kind of divine intervention there. Finds him the triple, and now they just got to finish off Hobbit to close it out. They've got the bomb at ramp. They're not fighting him. There isn't time, and so Vitality have stole that round away. Give me the replay of them Deagle shots. Damn, look at this, right? You think the first one's good, and then you go, oh, well, all right. Well, he doesn't get a third, does he? And then he gets a third.
Oh, that's one way to start the half. Flip the script immediately. Yako talked about how the recent pistols have been problematic for Gambit, you know, and when not, the conversions come through, and that is exactly what Vitality steal away today. No second round, no easy freebie. And I'm excited to see Vitality on CT, because while we hype up Gambit on this map, and rightly so, Vitality in that Cole game, they were incredible. They were all over that A site. They locked Cole out of ramp on the CT side. They went 10-0 up before things even ended in a 12-3. Barely let Cole breathe in that map. And so it was a lot of, you know, A shutdowns. Gambit know to worry about the ramp right now. They haven't really tried to test it too much. We'll see that later. Flash play, Kyojin goes over the top with a Molotov. That's a great combo there. Burns out Axel, forces him to reposition blindly as well. The re-aggro, not what Gambit were ready for. Everyone's here, and not for long. Oh my goodness, Tech9 tap back through the wood. Or through the metal, rather. 2-on-3. Gambit forged a path into B after all.
Yeah, Inter's nade knocks out Masuta. And so the revenge plan is well and truly afoot. This late lurk from Apex might be able to strip it all the way, though. There's one. Can't quite locate that second man just yet, but Inter's the walking wounded, and Apex puts him out of his misery. Vitality, they do convert that after all, winning out these force by wars and putting Gambit onto the pistols here to try and get up to that 3-1 lead. It's kind of cool as well, because both Hobbit and Nafany came out and said that, you know, that they do want the revenge against Vitality for that 2-0 loss they copped against them at IEM Summer. But are they going to get that? Or is it the dreaded HLTV curse? Now, I did quickly go back and look and see if they'd mentioned, you know, how, oh yeah, our Vertigo's really good. Everyone knows what to do on Vertigo, or something cursed like that. And they didn't mention it, so maybe that bodes well.
If everything goes wrong, we'll be fine,
but,
you know.
But maybe you coming out and saying, yeah, we want to get revenge against Vitality, maybe that's the curse. Maybe that's the curse.
Sometimes you can't always pinpoint it, but it's there.
You don't know where, yeah, exactly.
Curses
Curses work in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Right, like for example, if I say, yeah, Masuta's going to wreck everyone that comes to middle, and then they just don't go middle. That is still kind of cursed.
Yeah, in some small way, and you seem to have done that right. Gambit aren't coming to middle because Vitality coming to them, hunting these kills in T-spawn, easy freebies. It's only blocks after all. Apex keeps that AK for now, 3-1, flawless as it should be. And Gambit, they need some serious wizardry to get back on this T side. Yeah, that one hurt for Force, right? They were on quite this streak as well. I think it was 17 at that point before things finally fell apart in the round of 12.
Oh, the guns are back through now for Gambit, but look at this aggression from the offset. They're looking to get in your face. Yeah, you trade that out, but it's still a MAC-10 for an AK. It's a ZywOo for a Nafany. Things could be worse. You also spooked Gambit out of ramp for the time being. However, Vitality now start to go back, reading into this that they've just dealt with ZywOo outside of A. We should be cognizant of a fast A push on the back of this. Not terribly uncommon to see Gambit do that either. Get this opening kill, try to work the ramp control a little bit more. There's that cross the short smoke throw-in to really give this illusion that there's still players at A trying to worm their way up the ramp.
Oh, this flank is so fast as well, right? They may have given up B. Kyojin playing retake might be a bit of a warning to Gambit once they get into the bomb site, but how much warning, how much time will they get to read, to realize? Because right now, Shock's coming in on the flank. He's going the wrong way, the long way. He might check A first, but now Kyojin just made the call. Careful, boys, they're in the B bomb site. Smokes it down. I'm hearing feet pittering and pattering. Shocks is coming in to close the entire round. He needs his team to draw enough attention. No Molotovs for default, and with the player on top of the box, it's fine. Hobbit covers the flank, and Apex gets spammed on the lip of the smoke as all the kills come in for Gambit. Woo, they were ready for that one.
No, man, that's such a shame, right? That's just that's the fear of losing ZywOo at the bottom of ramp and expecting them to be taking more control. Once again, all linking back to when Shiro drops that smoke to give the illusion that players are either pushing up around it or taking short control away with no one to peek that. When Shox is lurking, he's like, well, I'll go look at A just to make sure we're not getting faked on here. Yeah. His timing would have been perfect if that was the immediate B-Rap. If you have any way of getting that info that ramp was clear, but because of Shiro's smoke, you never got that information. Shox wastes his time, and by the time he gets to the bottom of ramp, Hobbit's already watching it, considering one of these mid-raps.
And that's also because Gambit gets so much space at B. They're like, oh, if I, you know, it clicked in their head last time when we had Apex on that flank. Like Gambit looked back for a second in the 2-1-2, and they went, why is that CT play not doing anything? But then they started throwing utility, and that drew Gambit away for a moment. Well, this time there was nothing of the sort. There was no one throwing mollies on the bomb plant or, you know, denying space for Gambit. So they go, well, if they've given us this much room, it must be for a reason. Gambit go back to their default. Players holding early, delaying the ramp take as they will have to against a team like Vitality. Got to give them some semblance of respect with this smoke now. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not at all. Spam through it, finds ZywOo. Dead first. Shox bringing his orb into the picture, and Kyojin needs no help from the sniper. Takes a couple and then evades capture, leaving Shox on the angle.
Yeah, will they be ready for Apex? Will they just kill him through the smoke, XD?
Ooh,
fakes the footsteps, but it's not going to work if Apex is already down and in your face. They're really relying on Vitality being up in the bomb site, right, and not having this ramp control. Apex making a big, push happen here, gets them the info that ramp is clear, and he's now fast flanking, calling for these rotations to come in towards the B bomb site. Shox just needs to buy even a little bit of time, but he's dead without getting anything done. Kyojin still facing, and Masuta almost caught in the open, trying to buy time for Apex's wraparound. I'm having deja vu. This time, Shiro's going to look to outmaneuver him, and he's going back to A. Bye-bye, Apex. You've got to retake this one, bud.
Yeah, he's got everything to play with, though. Kit, Molly, Smoke, all picked up off the back of these bodies on B, and he's starting to walk. Did Shiro hear him? He knows where he's coming from. Gonna check spawn back turn though, and he had to flick, and Apex was already deeper than he was ready for. Hit the perfect timing to start walking there, did Apex. And we saw the value of the flank come in this time, and that's because Vitality again are showing more face on B. Now really it's less for Apex and more for Shox, right? He gets blinded on bomb site, he's just getting flashed out, pushed up. Masuta throws himself into the round, gets involved with Kyojin, and so that's good for Vitality. It buys enough time for Apex to get one off the flank, but then Shiro, good attempt, good play to go back to A, even if it doesn't prosper. Couldn't get back into CT spawn in time, was still scared of the elevator. 4-2. Gambit being tested though, and that's a good sign for Vitality. Not just a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, and that's kind of the nature of this, right? Like, you can go on huge streaks on maps, you can have a phenomenal track record, but all the good times have got to end eventually, right? It's very, very hard to stay on top for so long. You think about Astralis, how they used to have Inferno and Nuke streaks going. I think it was Big who broke their Inferno streak, if I remember correctly, which was very unexpected at the time.
Yeah.
It's just very, very hard to stay on top because you're consistently having to... You don't want to stray too far away from the golden formula that you find, right? But you have to keep innovating as well, because the more games you play, the more research your opponents have, the more well-versed people get, the more your playstyle becomes the meta, becomes the norm.
Here we go into B. Kyojin's been spotted. He can't really see them above the wood. The smoke does a good job of keeping them at one way. Masuta throws himself through, and similar results coming in for Vitality. They're falling like flies. Apex just trying to keep this one alive. He can't. Only ZywOo. They chase him, and he gets some damage off. 20 health. ZywOo might want to give it up. And so out he goes, hoping Gambit feed him on the escape. And if they don't, it might have to be a save for ZywOo. Hate to have to call it. Vitality, though, really just throwing themselves into the bomb site there. Masuta caught out on a limb, swinging off gens, just trying to trade kills, but Gambit have really good spacing coming up into that B site. And I also like that way that Axel used the wood and the smoke on the top of stairs to essentially one-way Kyojin in the bomb site. He could barely see anything. It looks good for us because we have X-ray, but I can guarantee Kyojin is not as fortunate.
Yeah, it's very promising that we're getting a good start out of Axel, because otherwise that could have opened an avenue for Vitality to just abuse this B site in the second half, right? Something that we saw the Team Liquid squad do to great results while Axel was having a bad game.
Well, that's all Gambit are doing right now as well, right? Like trying to take on the rookie of Kyojin. Rookie's a term, right? Like the least experienced player inside of this roster right now for Vitality. So yeah, it's working. Even though Kyojin is certainly not seeming to be the problem, it's the retakes that aren't coming in. Even when he's going 1-for-1 or getting a double kill, Vitality having trouble with the retakes unless the flank pops off. Mid-take, line up though, Inters cleans house. And ZywOo, even though he wins his A fight, he's the only rifle in this round. Gambit could have just committed into B there, they didn't want to. So now they go weird, they go slow and low, and they group up back in T-spawn, crossing towards A. Where has ZywOo gone? They hoped he's rotated out of A after cleaning the entire ramp, and in fact he has. So this is a perfect play for Gambit. Should be nothing that can go wrong, but we know these flanks have been apparent in rounds gone by. Shox is trying to activate yet again.
No, Shox is making a big play here. He's getting all the info that actually there's no one at B, so it's either mid or it's A, and ZywOo is now cleared middle. They hear the molly landing at A. They learn the terrible truth that this is the A play. You're going to be constantly paranoid about these late mid lurks, right? ZywOo is looking forward right now, looking into the bomb site, not quite able to open up. And with Shiro already posted to deal with this flank, there's not really anything Shox can hope to do here.
Get the gun from top mid.
Go get that AK from top middle.
Really do have to give it to Axel though. Like, how do you reset this impressively after such a shambles of a map where you go out of Inferno and you feel like you lost your team that game, right? Like, that's probably where your head's at. You know, a lot of rounds you're thinking back to moments where you could have multi-kill, where you could have just saved the day. And then you come in here. I guess that is the motivation, right? Like, I can't let that happen again. I can't be the reason for my team's failure. I've got to pick up slack. And he did in the pistol round with a massive 3K right there, killing ZywOo. If ZywOo gets that kill and then gets time to hide out on boost, Shox gets in on the flank. Gambit are probably watching for ZywOo. There are ways that round can get out of control, but nice shot out of Axel to keep it even. And now we see the round start to get picked up for Gambit on this T side. It was inevitable. It was always going to happen. It was just how long Vitality could starve them off.
Oh, this mid lurking from Inters has been great, just not letting them get this control that they're hoping for. And this already feels like a little bit of an adjustment out of Gambit, right? We've drawn attention a lot to these Hobbit lurks on mid. Well, he's not really poised here alone a lot of the time in the early round. And part of me wonders if that's because something that Liquid were doing really well against this Gambit squad, currently the team in the Pro League that have come closest to beating Gambit, was taking this mid fight versus Hobbit in a few of the rounds and using that to convert like an early 5-on-4, take an early advantage. Whereas now, Hobbit is always joined by Inters on this mid play. They hold early, especially up against, you know, anti-ecos where they've only got pistols to worry about. And now they're both double splitting this mid to B. It is almost a full stack here, but it's going to get dismantled by the mid lurk. Masuta left up alone, and Hobbit's already holding for this rotation. It should be a locked-in round for Gambit. And Hobbit's going to make it so. 3 kills from the man, and Gambit are up in the lead.
Yeah, you've got to buy here, but you're not happy about it if you're Vitality, right? You would love that AWP, can be so influential on the CT side, and now that Shiro started to get picks towards B with his, you're wanting it more than ever, however, not an option. Not going to full save again. So Vitality throw everything but the kitchen sink at Gambit. Trying to keep things even again. Back to Orb on A, finally. Gambit taking here out of spawn, and they get a leg shot off through the crane into Apex. Gambit have not been going here early.
Something to note, you don't have the kit in play, so you really don't want this to come down to a retake. ZywOo playing that one-way smoke is able to deal with the man on the other side. Hobbit brushed aside, and so what started as this early, you know, 5-on-4 for Gambit. ZywOo is quickly flipped the other way. Playing it pretty fast and loose with the info plays at ramp, and that will eventually come back to hurt him. Kyojin's also deep at B. And this could either be the thing that makes the round or breaks the round for Vitality, and it might be the latter with Axel opening up like that.
Yeah, it's such a great way to peek it as well from the left side. His teammate's going to trade if Axel, you know, gets caught by stairs player. Now Shox is in. They don't know about this. Oh dear, whiff spray. Couldn't pick a target. And Axel is the entry man right now, just opening up bomb sites, mainly B. And even though Gambit show a bit of face on A, trading 2 for 2, they run right back into that bomb site that has given them so much in this T side. Super going to save an AK, and that is all the Vitality have going for them now. They're going to have to full save, keep some pistol armor, and go in with the next. That's going to give Gambit even more room on this T-half. It's going to be 7 rounds, you would assume.
Yeah, it must feel so frustrating to play against Gambit on this map, because it's like the only way it feels like you can beat them is by making these info plays happen, right? By trying to get ahead of the curve, because they're very, very good at gimmicking and you know, like shimmying your CT setups around and misdirecting you, essentially. So everyone's keen to make these info plays happen, but it ends up turning that round from a 4-on-3 into the 3-on-2, you know, B take that we see before our eyes. Both ZywOo and Masuta playing for these deep angles. ZywOo gets caught here, trying to look down ramp for the info.
Insane.
Don't get me wrong, you weren't expecting Sure to hit that, but he does hit those. And then once you lose ZywOo, the pressure was really on, right? You had to start to split that defense up, lean away from B, put more bodies in the A-bomb site. That's why Masuta starts to feel, Kyojin rather, starts to feel the pressure to play up close outside of B.
Yeah, this has got to be getting in Vitality's heads. We know they're an emotional team, right? But they just win a first map. They go 4-1 up on this CT side. Everything feels fine and dandy. And then Gambit have that late activation that we were worried that would never come through. Got to keep our heads in it if we're Vitality. 5-on-4. ZywOo grabs a quick pick down ramp and scurries out without the gun. Couldn't get it. Re-molly and re-flash. Apex is ready to throw that in. Get ZywOo involved once again. Hobbit's getting closer though. ZywOo might not have the choice, and Hobbit takes the headshot. Smoke on the Molotov. Masuta with a one rifle saved over. Needs everything. He needs to live. The nades are not going to let that be easy, and he's caught by Inters up on the ramp. Even if he made it past that man, there was a short player who was already out onto default. 4-on-2. A site lost now. We've barely seen Gambit touching this site. Not more than faking out the ramp play. So now they're finally getting executes off, and these are things Vitality have yet to have to deal with. They were just trying to figure out how they can stop these B executes and find these right timings on flanks. And now they've got a whole different problem to worry about.
No, and I would expect to see more of this, right? Bullying the B-bomb site and Kyojin when the rifles are out, knowing that if anyone's going to make mistakes, it is the lesser experienced player, someone like Kyojin. Right, because when it comes to the A-holds, you've got like the most tenured kind of experienced guys here for the most part. You know, Apex and ZywOo playing off of each other towards the top of ramp, and they know what they're doing. They know how to put a stop to what Gambit are up to here.
Yeah, and last eco as well, we saw Vitality basically stacked fully on B. That was around the Hobbit came in on the mid lurk and was able to stop them from construction, right? So you know that Vitality is just trying to pad up the B-bomb site. It's the mind games, it's the in-game leading aspect of CS that always keeps you guessing. And it's getting stressful here for Vitality. This one's slipping through their fingers. It's far from done. But you don't want Gambit to 11 for you. You need a round here on the CT side to get the juice flowing again. Shocks with the orb now over ZywOo. Sometimes a factor on the CT side of this map. Oh, ZywOo. Oh, shooting is a death warrant. That's just going to draw them back into you. Nafany fires through, seeing the traces with his Krieg. Gambit still love to run this weapon on this map. Molotov will lock Shiro out. He smokes it to keep position. And this ramp smoke fades at the same time.
Ooh, Apex playing with fire.
Oh, shooting through this.
Jeez! He's still alive for the time being. Oh, he's just trying to get out of there, but he's on a timer and he knows that he will just have to run away and concede this territory. And this is why Gambit are infuriating. Like, while this has been happening, while we've been focused at ramp, everyone else has just been holding all these other avenues, denying info plays to Vitality. And so it feels like it's grinded to a halt, but this is all by design for Gambit. They're keeping the pressure on Vitality. And sometimes doing nothing is the best way to get in your opponent's head, right? Make them misread, make them over-rotate, start to get anxious. Now you set up back in towards one of these B plays. Difference this time is it's Shocks trying to hold the ramp, but not even that is enough to put a stop to Axel. While Axel's selling this, mate, the other guys are going back up ramp. Gambit, just the king of rotations on Vertigo.
Yeah. Vitality can stop the bomb here. If they get a kill in the next 15 seconds, maybe they can win the round, but they throw themselves into the fire and the flames, and Gambit win every fight involved. Who cares that Axel dies at B? His job is done. His fake is sold, and Vitality bought it above market price. It's only Kyojin. 1v4, just trying to get out with a gun. They don't want to let it happen. Jump to bait this shot. And Kyojin almost hits another. They're coming from both sides. He still hit wallbangs. Orc below him, man above him. Where do you go? Where do you look? Nowhere. Back to spawn. Gambit find 8, and that is a perfect round with all of the B executes that we've been seeing out of Gambit. Just that one entry for Axel, getting rid of the solo B player and the AWP of shocks was enough to make Vitality pull the wall over their own eyes. Shout out all the cameras in the fan cams. I see Ollie, I see Layla.
Yeah, we got familiar faces in there.
Richard was there earlier.
Richard Lewis was in there earlier, yeah. Supporting the Nip boys. That's one word for it.
Yeah.
Nade into Nafany, but nothing to write home about. Mate, Gambit on this map must just feel like such a paradox, because you can't just give them the ramp control or else they're really going to wreck you with it. But a lot of the times in trying to fight for it and giving away a man early on, like the first fight versus Gambit is weighted so heavily. Like if you go down a man early, it feels almost impossible to recover against this squad. And so Kyojin's Deagle opening up. Well, now you just fall back. You play the 5-on-4.
Yeah, he has been doing a really good job of B. Like, we have seen, shuffles of him and Shark swapping positions, but Kyojin's been pretty damn good at getting away with absolute murder on this B side. They know. They've seen something. They've seen a leg, a shadow, just enough to keep them interested. Hobbit going to molly him forward. Sharks, where can he go? Nowhere. Hobbit's got that frag, and now you know there's a man in your business, in your B side. ZywOo wins that fight, and that will send the bomb back. Intel's was trying to cross bridge to go A. Now you've got to commit to B.
Yeah, finally, right? You're not letting Gambit shimmy these rotations around. You've got them fighting you head on, but Shiro fully content to do so. Wonderful bit of AWPing, a great little sequence there to open up the B play. ZywOo, they're anticipating a flank, they're anticipating a wraparound. He's here fighting them head on, the Krieg in hand, and Shiro, the last man still to beat, has already crossed the ramp, but he is looking to fight ZywOo. Smoke goes a little deep. Now Molly gonna force the reposition out of Shiro, and ZywOo's one step ahead. Finally gets to come into his own, grabs that round for Vitality and puts them up onto 5.
Oh, dude, that's a ZywOo round right there. The one tap onto the bomb planter as well. And he reads that perfectly. He's expecting Tetris, but with no one peeking out on the left side after he dropped the smoke seemingly on the bomb. He realizes there's only so many positions Shiro could be in. Perfect Molotov. If Shiro's playing stairs, that's a very hard clutch for ZywOo, but great shots out of Shiro to get them there. Vitality just trying to hold on, man. Like I said earlier, trying to stop that 11-4 from going down against them. Well, they've done that at least. They've stemmed the bleeding. There's still a long way back to recovery road. Nafany having a bit of a quiet one alongside Mizuta. But otherwise, all the familiar faces doing well on the scoreboard at least. Gambit's money looks like it's plummeting, but it's actually absolutely fine. We've got plenty of cash to rebuy until the end of this half. Vitality are not going to be breaking that. They just need to break the steam, break the momentum of Gambit on this T side.
Oh, and Gambit switching up the pace. This time they want to fight you for ramp control. They get up in the face of ZywOo, and they almost get Apex. Now he will swing back out, finding the 4-on-4. Mizuta. Oh, that could have been the play that gave it all away. Instead, it's the kills that might lock in the round. This might force an immediate reaction out of Gambit. Into the B-bomb site they go. Kyojin needs to get one at least, and they're up close. They're about to wrap him.
What?
That's a free kill. Axel throwing into this 1-on-2, but he's made it a doable round now. Just Mizuta left to beat. And with the bomb on his back and a whole minute, 10 seconds left on the clock, Axel, as the way he sees it, he's got all the time in the world to get tricky with this one.
He heard Mizuta drop off Con as well, so he just ran away to fake it. Mizuta hasn't fallen for this. He's still here. He needs to pick a good spot. He can't just be out in the open. Get some cover. Hope that Axel doesn't believe you're truly here. He's even got a molly to get weird with it. Checks out middle. We'll hear this bomb go down on B. There's the steps, there's the info. Can he get the molly out, or does he want to remain invisible, silent, sneaking in off of Con Axel aggresses, gets up close by the gens. Hard spot to clear, but he's not ready for Mizuta. Waiting in heaven. It's a free round for Vitality as they find yet another. Great play. I talked about the bottom frag as well. We had Nafany just run up ramp, get that opener. Mizuta did the same right back to him, rushing the smoke. And then Kyojin, that was super weird. Like playing out on Tetris, he heard that Axel got up right beside him, but he decided to take that deep player first. Knowing that Intus was throwing utility for Axel, he caught him with nades out, but it just meant there was no chance for a multi-kill. Axel so deep. One was enough. Mizuta picks up the round.
No, and that must feel really good for Mizuta. Like, Gambit are very, very good at getting you to doubt your decisions, getting you to play an uncomfortable style of Counter-Strike. And there, he just goes, I'm kind of tired of it. I'm going to push through this short smoke, and I'm going to do some Mizuta killing me on my terms.
Yeah.
And it always feels good like that. Oh! ZywOo and Apex, they do the damage to open up in this round while ZywOo's pulling the attention in. Apex gets the kill. And we say these first frags matter so much when you're up against an annoying, tricky team like Gambit. Well, Vitality might be able to get 7 to close out this half after all.
Yeah, Nafany, that play looks crazy, but keep in mind he is 5-4 in opening duels. Like, this guy has been really good at opening up rounds. So his 5 kills are all opening fights. And so, yeah, you know, often getting traded after that, but it worked in the previous to at least get them up ramp. He tries it again. Apex was covering ZywOo, though. So this time not going as well. Hobbit, though, grabs a mid-kill onto Mizuta, immediately gets a bit of revenge for Gambit. They needed that. Mom is still outside A. 2 are grouped up at B, making noise. Shiro's holding on, hoping one of these early flanks to come in, but Vitality have leaned away from doing that, and after losing mid to Hobbit, there's no way you're going to be seeing a flank in this round. Just about holding your bomb site. 2 on B, very committed, and it's not often been that way in the past. Got that default player trying to bait them in. Bomb is still A. Keep this in mind as Gambit look to sell the fake for 20 seconds.
Hobbit blinded by Inters and didn't realize he was burning.
Shiro's clutching right with the round right now.
This is all designed for Shiro to win it, right? The guys at B, it was just like, do as much damage as you can. Shiro is going to try and win this one alone. Bomb planted for a ramp or short post plant. He's got options open. And still a Molotov in hand. Bear that in mind as we get into crunch time. ZywOo's got a smoke for it, which might save their bacon, but we have to see if that gets used on the ramp angle or over towards short. Both players creeping in. Apex going ahead of ZywOo.
Oh no,
but he takes the kill. Shiro with the quick switch. Happens to the best of them and the rest of them as well. So it's a 7-8 half after all for Vitality. Gambit might lead the way, but the Frenchmen are hot on their heels.
It's our first tournament with Ivan after a long time, so it's a bit strange feeling to play with Finn again, because we didn't play with him like 1 year or something like that, maybe even more. So it's something new for me at least. So we need to work a lot right now, more than before, because it's like friend which you didn't see 1 year or something like that. You have a lot to speak, so we're just trying to fix everything, our communication and our work with Finn, how we should work, which thing we need to fix and how it will be work. So that's it.
It's kind of new stage right here, because the guys, they are grown up, and we have to establish good working. And this first time I'm working with the team after vacation, and the guys working first time after vacation. So we're just establishing our working process now. So we'll see how we'll be.
Gambit have long ruled over Vertigo. They've been the kings in line to the throne on this map. 16 wins in a row. Right now, Vitality are hoping to usurp them and take that title away while knocking them out in the quarterfinals. We're split once again, neck and neck heading into this second half. Vitality now beginning their T-side. Gambit. Dual Berettas on Nafany. Hello.
All right, let's see what they've got for us. We've got a triple B as well for Gambit. Quick ace smoke for Vitality. They ran this pistol the other day. It was fake. This one is not. Mid-air for ZywOo, and he decimates the Julies, picks them up for some reason or other, and looks to cover the plant. There's no way they can stop it here. Gambit have to respect that and come in for a retake with no kit.
Not even ZywOo could get me to like these, I bet. Here we go. Let's see. Come on, ZywOo. Give me something cool. Don't just die with nothing. ZywOo, Dooley's out. Oh, Masuta's going to help him. And maybe ZywOo with 2 guns is more dangerous than ZywOo with 1. Inter's dead on the wrap, and it's just Shiro left. Chase him down, boys. 8 on the board for Vitality as they pick up the pistol and immediately deliver a tie game.
Yeah, I think we had questions after we saw Vitality look really good against Cole for a map and then struggle and then only just close out the third after a bit of a comeback. You know, it was a weird series, and we were wondering if Vitality were really here to play in these playoffs. Well, this has no other answers. This is speaking for itself. Vitality, a map in the pocket, a pistol round on a comeback. This was Gambit fully controlling this game at one point, no longer. Vitality, they want to end it in style. They want to end it in 2. They want to break streaks and hearts for Gambit fans alike. Just pistols here. Now, Vitality, they won their own second round forced by as Gambit took the T-side pistols, so you can never count these Deegs out, as we already know. But a conversion would put you truly in the way of taking this series.
Yeah, they just heard that little one-way pop at the top of ramp. They can see it, so they know what the intention is. Spamming that out, trying to force that opening fight.
Ooh, misinfo at B, the flash peek over the top of wood, and Gambit see nothing. They fully leave the bomb site. They leave only Axel there, actually. He just stays around. And now Vitality are bringing the bomb back. They know Gambit have just gained misinformation, and they're selling the A fake hard. Gotta go soon, though.
Masuta, the guy to dedicate to that, right? And for the time being, as they're seeing him, as they're spotting this guy, they've now flashed into top ramp, and they realize, well, it's clear. Axel has called the B push, and his Deagle takes one to the grave with him. Leaves Gambit a man up in this retake, a 4-on-3. Now, there's this wrap coming in from Nafany. How do they want to use him? Are the 3 players going to push first to draw the attention away, or are they going to have Nafany try to be the guy to open up this round? Looks like the former. They're slow on the approach. Apex throwing flashes over to enable this peek out of Kyojin. And he's really got to stand tall, hold the line, but he can't. Everyone's dead. And now this wrap from Nafany is even more dangerous. ZywOo can't regain control. It's going to be damn close without the kit, but I don't. Do they have it? It's real close.
I think they got it.
I think they just about got it. 9 on the board for Gambit. And that last second retake goes their way.
Yeah, also the plant's not for stairs, which is fine, right? Like, you're worrying about the fast flank. You don't really need to. You know Masuta sold it enough, but that means you just can't play stairs as a post plant. Like, ZywOo has to stay in the site to fight with his team. That's fine if that's what you want, but it means that flank is even more deadly. Less map control for ZywOo there, and yeah, everyone falls to those pistols just flooding out of CT spawn. No other way to put it. Vitality just gets turned into mincemeat on that B bomb site. Gambit, they do what Vitality did right to them. Win that second round force buy. Vitality were able to go 3-1 up off the back of this. Will Gambit have the same fate? Because that round really does mean everything after falling to pistols. Nades for the back quad. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's four.
He survives the first 2, and Axel's going, oh, thank God. I'm so glad they only, oh my God. And then there's just more nades going off. And now that's triggered a rotation. Well, of course it has. You've just seen 4 frag grenades rain over the top of the B stairs, mate.
Yeah, that's a painful one. Smoke misses. Don't know who threw that, but it lands nowhere. Is that Vitality smoke? I would presume, but yeah. Let's just walk past it like it doesn't matter, like it never happened. Reboost for Nafany, getting him up on the boxes Shira can watch short as well from Boost. They've got Deagles, right? Deagles are the perfect counter to this position. The one shot needs to come through, but the smoke is down, and that eludes vision on both sides, swinging the sight to take down Napoli. Shira spots it. They got more nades, at least one more to land, and Hobbit jumps over to take out a double with a lovely Galil spray. 2 Ts left up against the world, and Bomb Plant is not going to be respected. They go right through the smoke. Apex can do nothing about it. Back to the drawing board. Gambit here on to 10.
Yeah, that 11th round is looming. Really nothing that Vitality can do here. It's a shame as well, because they had this really, really nice nade stack opener. You were hoping that that was going to put them on the path to success, but just the raw firepower of Gambit, that smoke push from Hobbit, where Zywo actually just kind of walks into the bullets. Like, they were actually meant for the short guy behind him. Very unfortunate stuff, but a wonderful round from Hobbit. And this should be a nice, clean one. Not really too much to get excited about here. Oh my God, Shiro, you need to check this, bud. Oh, he didn't check it. He didn't check it.
Oh dear.
Well, now Zywoo's armed. He doesn't have armor behind this, so shouldn't cause you too many problems.
Yeah, 11 rounds, easy, right? Like, free, man. Nothing can go wrong.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
No, it's just a free round. Glocks, you know.
Oh, playing sandbags, but they do have a nade. That's the one bit of utility they got out of that ramp push.
But they haven't announced their presence, or they don't want to now. And Glock's not going to do much against Nathany here. I'd love to see that nade go in.
Would be cool.
Right before they push, but I don't think it's going to. Inters.
Come on, Kyojin.
Oh, this
it's
is
all
awkward.
you've got. Your Glock is bad.
Yeah.
Just throw the
He's throwing
nade
it boost.
anywhere.
Oh, no.
It's the one spot that doesn't have anyone on it. So unfortunate. And so there's the mow down. Inters to close it out with a double, and Gambit up onto 11.
Yeah, and now, you know, Nature is healing, Gambit are returning to the CT side, dominance, and yeah, of course, we're yet to see a full gun round out of Vitality, but they need to start strong or not at all at this point. Overpass is our third map of the series, should we need it. Gambit certainly believe that. Vitality could have really had, not a lock-in, but close as it gets with that pistol, if they managed to get the Anticos following. Gambit have thrown a spanner in the works. Vitality are going to have to pull out their own toolkit. Using Gambit's own smokes against them up on that ramp. No one committed behind it though, and Gambit, no, they fight through the smoke. Spamming as well. We saw Vitality get the bad end of the stick with some of these smoke spams. Oh my God, Gambit got in front of the Molotov. It actually didn't even bloom. Kyojin's dodged 2 AWP shots. Zywo spammed out the short player through the yellow.
If I'm not mistaken, Kyojin didn't spot Inter's cross. Yeah. I don't think he knows about him here. But Zywo's opening up the A bomb site. We can forget about Kyojin for now, but we can't forget about Inter's wrap. Kyojin would have called like, nah, I got the AWP out of middle. Yeah, they could have hit a timing and crossed in, but no one's really considering it.
And it's a fake.
Inter's wrap. Missing all these timings to do any damage as Vitality set up outside of B. Now, he could come in on a fast flank. A lot of this is just going to depend on if Axel can take players out. With him falling right away, should just be a save here for Gambit. You can see that Zywo never left that A bomb site. He was looking to deny these saves, knowing that Gambit, you know, once they end up in like a 3-on-5, they love a save.
Yeah, it's like that NAF flank from the other day as well. It's like, you know, you just got full faith in your team to win the bomb site after you've sold so much on A that, yeah, you're here to backstab. If things do go wrong and suddenly Gambit are all over the bomb site, you can run the flank. If not, you're stopping the AWP from going anywhere. Now, ooh, Shiro hits those. But he'll need to back up, skirt into ladder. Inters has his stairwell at least. And so these guns should be kept. That's reassuring for Gambit at a bare minimum. Inter stops Masuta, Shiro walks back out of danger, and Gambit avoid harm for now. Nice entries for Zywo though, right? It was Inferno-esque. It was him, you know, pinpointing this T side on Inferno with so many opening kills, so many multi-kill rounds, getting them into bomb sites, men down. And Axel, the woes of the B site anchor have only just begun.
Oh, every one of these rounds, Gambit are giving middle a look in. back to this slow ramp control. You're already going to notice some like key differences between... Ooh, that's lovely. Between how Vitality approached this mid control and how Gambit were doing it. A lot of the times when Hobbit goes mid, he doesn't throw a lick utility. He just hangs out, you know, gun up the whole time. There's been a couple of timings where Kyoji could have got caught throwing flashes. It also gives away that you're middle, but if the intention is not to go middle and instead just to hold this control and deny the flanks, that's actually good.
Nice.
Shiro equalizes us into a 4-on-4, and now we do have a bit of a mid-take, but Hobbit is here, keeping an eye on him.
I like that idea. They throw the nade and then Kyojin swings in the smoke of the nade, but it doesn't do much to stop the rifle. Holding on is Hobbit, and these double orbs are destroying right now. Oh, bye-bye. Get out of my B site, says Axel. Enters where he may have fallen to shocks. Axel lifts the team up. Couple off that AWP, and he is having a game right now. It's the inverse of what we saw in Inferno for this fella. Top of the team. And joint top of the circle with ZywOo as well. Shiro there on that peak down ramp onto ZywOo. He even dodged what he thought could have been a flash. It was a smoke. Goes back in for more. Double dipping. 12-9, and it's Gambit time. He's even holding for the run boost. Very sweaty.
Yeah.
Ready for everything.
And, you know, the double orbs fielded now for Gambit. I haven't even really seen this ZywOo warp yet, so, you know, will we ever?
Yeah, he didn't really run a CT, and he definitely doesn't like to run it on T side of this map anyway, so wouldn't be surprised if it just never comes in. But maybe, yeah, maybe that's a problem. I mean, it's a preference, sure, but could be a means to an end. It could be a route to pick up rounds. Maybe, you know, desperate times for Vitality might require it. But the money right now is just not there. Vitality with a near full eco. Just a couple of Deegy boys, and they're running out middle, trying to split this B site. Hobbit has been good at holding strong here, though.
Yeah, Hobbit, mid-king, he won't mess this up. No way he messes this up. Come on. Give us that big, juicy double. There's one. Woo, there they are. Brushed aside, nice and easy.
Oh,
okay.
it's one hell of a
Apex
deep.
and Shocks. Shouldn't get much more interested than this. And Shiro looking to make that so, does get flipped around as Apex finds him. He wanted to juggle the AWP out of there, right? He just didn't want them to get to have it for free. He was running towards the edge of the map to try and throw the AWP off. Wasn't ready for the quick trade. And it must always feel like Gambit just one step ahead. You know, whenever you try and get tricky with it, they always still have numbers where you're looking to end up. These guys really are so good with their rotations here on Vertigo. Hobbit even said he thinks that's their biggest strength, right? Their ability to just rotate on the fly and have a very good understanding of when and where it's applicable.
More smokes down and more spam to be found, but nothing connecting as Gambit play back in the bomb site. More passive this time. Haven't really seen much boosting over the yellow wall. Maybe that could come through. This would be a good round for it. They're facing on all fronts. Look at the layered defense. High and low. Gambit wait for the commitment. Been a while since we've had these full smokes over on A. Vitality have really got this control and got this respect from Gambit. It's only temperamental. Flashback in. Nafany's going full send. And oh, Masuta fully blind. He saw nothing but white. And he doubles up in the A site. Gambit feed the beast. And they're going to come to regret that. You might even call the save here and now. If smokes come down, you're just locked out.
Yeah, for Vitality's sake, I hope they do just run the smoke exec. Like you say, right? Once you get smoked out of the site, it's over. You should be saving.
Double orb. They're just hoping for luck shots.
Yeah, so Shira's going to be here, just pottering shots in through the smoke. But will he be able to get away with anything? No. Now that the smokes are down, Shiro's just playing to deny this bomb plant on the spam.
Yeah, that's why teams go for non-default plants, like even a little bit wide or a little bit behind the single box, not double. Like even that is not super default. You're not tucked in the corner, because we started to see teams, you know, and players pick up like wallbangs, lineups to actually deny bomb plants as well as the nade setups. And Gambit, yeah, they had to save that. They really did. Unless Shiro gets a random smoke shot, like, no way. Look at this. It's not like the flash fades. It's a perfectly thrown flash. It's a perfectly played peek by Gambit. But Masuta holds mouse 1, pulls it down, and rocks up with a 10th for Vitality. Gambit feel that they may have the best game sense in the world right now on the map, but there's no outbraining that.
No. And it must feel very weird for Masuta, like you never actually saw anyone, but you won the round for your team.
Yeah, the flash phase, you're like, oh, okay, thanks. Could I get that in a box to go? All right. This one's still up for the taking for Vitality. They've not been in control of this T side though. They've only had single rounds reset by Gambit with, you know, multiple picked up on the CT side. So is this going to be the exception? Is this where Vitality can start to pick up rounds in a row? They're going to go right through the smoke.
Yeah, here they come. Nafany trying to get cheeky as well. Timing on this is real good, and he's out of there like a bandit after getting that first. There is a late mid-lurk coming in for Shoxy. With the rest of his team taking this ramp control, still fighting for it. How much room is he going to get given here? Axal scoped up on the mid-angle to try and shut down any mid-fakery. Shox might be in for a bit of a rough time. Nafany at short. There's that late trade. You do get your revenge for Masuta.
Oh, no.
And Axel, the timing on that, bud, is atrocious. We talk about it a lot. It feels like in CS, the moment you look away, that's when an enemy peaks. But bro, I mean,
yeah,
that is awful.
And for nothing as well. I don't know why he moved off the angle, only for a moment. He doesn't get killed though, but Shiro will. Kyojin lights out entries in this round. That's both up on short. Above the smoke, Hobbit does find a bit of vengeance, a bit of space for Gambit to breathe. Axel's so low though. They've got a Molotov, it goes in. Axel's got to run away, and Hobbit goes over the smoke. That's 3 for Kyojin in this round. It was Masuta doubling up last time. This time, it's Kyojin with a multi-kill of his own, and that has done enough to send Gambit back into the B site.
And saving here doesn't guarantee you any kind of investment next round. It's not like you're going to be able to invest rifles around this. This is a very good spot for Vitality to really make this a competitive game. It looked like for a moment there, it was going to get away from them. It was going to elude them. But now they're in this spot where they can start to close the gap. They can make Gambit sweat. Remember, it's not just that 16-map win streak here that they're playing for. They want to keep progressing. If they lose this, they go down 0-2 in the quarterfinals, and that's the end of the run here in the Pro League for Gambit.
Yeah, this is the team many expected to be in the final, right? Especially on this side of the bracket of all sides. Right? OG waiting in those semis. A flawless group stage run for them. Taking down NIP 2-1. And Na'Vi, Heroic, Liquid, ENCE, all these teams sit on the top side of the bracket as well. So for Gambit, this should have been the easier half. This should have been their way to the final. But right now, they may not make it to the semis. And Vitality, you can't say anything but well earned if they can do it. And that's still an if. Gambit are holding the lead by 2 rounds. Starting to call out pauses as well, trying to figure out what's going wrong. Nafany even started with yet another opener. It's all he was doing on T side. It felt like his only kills in the first half were opening frags. And right there, he gets through the short smoke, gets a pick, survives back to the bomb site, and Kyojin still gets a triple entry eventually. So, he said that save won't do much in the short term, and here's the result of that. 3 pistols alongside the M4 and the AWP.
Oh, they want to try some mid-aggression. Kyojin just drops down, gives it up, but this is going to let them flood into spawn. Second man, they heard him running around at the generator, and so they're going to lock in that frag. At this point, you're probably just going to take a bit of a gamble if you're Gambit. Right, only 3 players and not well armed versus the still standing 5 rifles for Vitality. They're going to group up over towards B. And what you're saying here is essentially, like, if they come B, we have a good chance of winning the round. We have a good chance of stopping it. If they go A, we save this AWP, we save the M4, and we run it back again in the next.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Vitality are also still waiting, and I like this call. You know, they've gotten 2 kills, but because the kills are so early, they just want to bleed this round for everything it's worth, right? If there are more info plays for Gambit, we will punish them. If it's not, then Vitality know as much as Gambit it's a stack. And this is why you might want to, it's a dangerous idea, but send in a probe, right? Send in a player to get that info, see if they can spot 2 players in the same position. If they do, then that sends you elsewhere. So right now it's a fake out for Mizuta. He's going to die, or at least try and clear out the A site before anyone commits on B. Right now he's faking it, but Gambit aren't moving, Gambit aren't budging. And so will Vitality make that rotate call? Yes, they had to. It was a dangerous decision to not. He's going to tell them to watch out for short. He still hasn't cleared that, but otherwise Vitality made the right rotation rather than walking into the stack.
And I like that Apex just leaves that ugly little mid-fight there. He goes, well, look, the only way we let them back in is like if I give a gun over, they go 3-on-4, suddenly they're looking to give it a go. But if I don't fight it and we have the 5-on-3, it's just a numbers game, mate. They will look to save these guns again.
Yeah.
And so Gambit, they try to hold on to the M4 AWP. Axel could justify, you know, like trying to hunt for one of these guns. You know that Vitality are going to come looking for you as well, right? Like, they also want to try and keep you on the back foot in terms of the money. And so, you know, if you're able to find a hunting player, get a gun into Axel's hands, that's a nice little bounty to take with you out of the round. Regardless, there's no ignoring this 12-13 scoreline. Vitality are building back into this. Gambit came into this series wanting revenge, but now we're at a point where it might end up being the same result. Vitality just 1 away from tying this game up.
Yeah, on different maps as well, right? You mentioned that summer matchup where Vitality took a 2-0. It was on Dust and Overpass. Yes, Overpass is the 3rd map of the series, but if Vitality keep this up, Harry, not only will Vengeance be lost, not only will the streak be lost, but we'll never even get to see the same maps. That's 4 different maps Vitality have taken Gambit down on in important matchups.
Yeah, this round really does decide a hell of a lot, right? Gambit come in with everything they can muster. The AWP save forward on Shiro. He's done in that. ZywOo has finally bought one out.
Yeah, it's been a while. Inferno, I think, was the last. Molly's over the top. Not what you want. The reaggression is so dangerous on short. Nafany will tuck in the corners. ZywOo fires off the AWP. Now they know it's in play. And that's a big question mark in and of itself anyway. Was that Molotov from Gambit a missed one? Was it Vitality trying to stop the boost up? I didn't see where it came from. But it could serve as that purpose. Flash does nothing to Nafany. He's going to get this info very quickly, and he needs to. As Vitality set up this B play with the boost, there's a lot of control here for Gambit. They have 2 players. Axel's waiting for the other boost. He's going to cross into the bomb site with Inters. Perfect timing.
Saw him.
He's seen him. He's going to try and spam. He doesn't know about the double setup, though. Dig through the wood. Oh, it's a bit of a mess. Mizuta with the entry. Kyojin follows up, and Vitality are hoarding the site.
Yeah, and with Hobbit dying, getting nothing done, it's another save out of Gambit.
Oh, my goodness.
13-13 and a flawless round to get Vitality there. If they weren't interested in hunting last round, they definitely are now. Everything hinges on removing even one of these players. If you take out this AWP on Shiro, you have ruined the future for Gambit. Nafany, you might not get away with this M4, bud. There's a lot of people coming your way.
Oh.
And he tries his damnedest to hold on. 2 out of 3, but it's not enough. Shiro's getting hunted as well. It's an entire pack of Vitality. They know that by removing these guns, there is nothing left for Gambit at 13-13. Now they know where he is. Shiro's rung the dinner bell by getting that kill. Look at this, both Apex and Kyojin hunting it down. They do not want to let the AWP get out of here. Shiro, if you save this, it would be impressive, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, ZywOo wants it. That's his. Wrap it up, put it under the Christmas tree. It's all for Vitality, 13 all. And this is incredible.
With no money available now, Vitality are going to take the lead. That is just bound to happen. Only USP's out for the Gambit squad.
Yeah, and you've got to give it to the young guns as well. Or I say young guns, it's not always age, but you know, the newer players of Masuta and Kyojin, especially on Kyojin, the entries that these guys have given us on this T side have been incredible, right? Like both players leading the pack into B there, getting a kill apiece. When Gambit knew it was coming, Nafany had just cleared out the entirety of the A ramp on a fake that seemingly looked like it was going to fall on dead ears. No, double entry. Kyojin's had that 3-piece round on A. Masuta doubled up off the flash play when Gambit tried to retake ramp. They've tried different things. They've tried to lock out Vitality. They've just been unable to. Now the T's call a timeout. Now the Frenchmen take a breather and let Gambit stew in the moment. It's hot, it's brothy, and it doesn't taste good. Hero orb given to Shiro from Inters. Got full faith in the sniper. He'll need to be.
Yeah, it's a pretty gnarly call, but you know, I like that they've done it. You're still able to fully invest next round, including the AWP. It just gives you that much more to fight back with here. And it's also not something that Vitality are going to expect at all. The reason they hunted so heavily last round was to ruin the economy this round. When you see Shiro has an orb,
no.
you're so surprised. Shocks. Will he be ready for this double close angle peek? If he goes into B, there shouldn't be a way he survives this. And so he needs to be patient here, does Shoxy. Oh, no, he's heard the drop, but that's a bait to try and get him to peek. And now Shiro still hasn't given up that the AWP is posted here. It's ugly for Shocks, but crucially, he's still alive for the time being. Doesn't have a teammate nearby, and he's probably asking for help. He's probably calling for it. Hobbit down at the bottom of ramp has gotten in the face of Masuta. And you're not out of the woods yet, especially as these B players get armed.
Yeah, someone needs to throw that AWP right out of the map, right here, right now, at the bottom of A. You cannot let that fall into Gambit's hands. They don't even know about the AWP.
That's what I was about to say. You still don't know that Shiro is donning this AWP. That's the worry for me. You need these openers, and Apex will provide them. A 3-on-2. But now that AWP is looking to surprise you. Axile needs to hold on to the site, and with him dead right away, Shiro is just too far gone from this round to play into it.
Oh my goodness.
I thought we were going to see an earlier rotation out of the AWP, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But now he's left saving.
He had to in this position. He was too far gone. Both players get lined up on short. This is quite the calamity for Gambit. It felt like it was about to happen, Harry. We had 2 pistol kills to start the round on Vitality's default. A must-win trade from Masuta. A double, triple in the round for Apex. Up on A, and Shiro saves. They never knew about it. It never fired a shot. At least means that that risky investment doesn't hit you in the face economically. Inters could have still bought with 4,400 in the next round, right? But even despite that, why give the info over? 14-13 after a 16-map winning streak for Gambit. It might all fall apart right here, right now.
Yeah, and it's one thing to have a streak like that broken. It's another by the team that you swore vengeance against to knock you out of the quarterfinals and break the streak, right? There must be so much racing through Gambit's minds right now. And the only thing they've got to focus on is how to put a stop to this Vitality T side. But you've got all these external pressures weighing in. You've got all these worries. You've got this big win streak you're trying to protect. You've got a deep run you're wanting to commit to.
Oh, no!
And it's another opener for Vitality. This time it's traded by Inters. He does what he can to keep this even. But Vitality aren't content with that. They don't want a 4-on-4. They want a man advantage. And so they've put Apex in the spot to give that over. That's a tag from ZywOo's orb. Through the scaffolding, through the smoke. And Nafany's now got to give them respect.
Yeah, and he's not.
Oh my god, they're walking up ramp.
He has
and
no idea.
Considering it. Shiro's dead. And I love that from Vitality, the contact play. They hear the AWP firing off at ramp. They hear the tag. And so Vitality just walk up. They go, look, they're giving us room. Right now, they're readjusting. No one is considering that Vitality were going to do that.
Yeah, not even me. That caught me off guard. I was about to make a point. I thought Vitality would get some respect. No surprise that Gambit are caught off guard as well. The last thing they expected, knives out, 15 round the corner. Gambit, they're going to go for it. They're going to throw everything they've got, but no kit right now. Re-smoke for the ramp, but there's already a player in the middle of the bomb site. Masuta wins his fight. The flash is not helpful, but it won't hold you back either. Hunting the final kill. Inters trying to get out with his gun. And it's tails between the legs of Gambit as Vitality sit a frag away. They've got it. Masuta, man of the hour right now. Take a bow. 3 in the round, 15 found, and Gambit with nothing.
Yeah, man, Masuta and Kyojin both deserve their praise. I mean, you brought it up already, but just to refresh your memories, right? This all started with that double blind kill from Masuta to begin this T-side round spiraling. Then the next round, Kyojin gets a triple opener, if you remember, over towards the B-bomb set. So we've had, you know, both these guys stepping up in back-to-back rounds to kickstart this Vitality T-side, and it's coming at the perfect time.
Yeah. This was, you know, Vitality couldn't get back-to-back rounds. They got reset in the second. Remember, they won pistol, then they got forced on. Gambit built a streak. It was looking like the classic Gambit CT comeback to Cruel. And then 6 in a row for Vitality. Right here, right now, you're witnessing history. Gambit, they've got a double orb, a triple FAMAS, a desperate buy, and one that lacks a kit again.
Yeah, this is streaks getting broken, and as you say, history getting made. You're trying to knock Gambit out, put a stop to so many victories for him, and it might all fall apart versus Vitality, the bane of Gambit's existence. Nafany, is he ready for the boost? It would not surprise me if he is. He's trying to peek over it, but there's short smoke in the way. Oh, just do it. Oh.
It's hard. It's really hard to see down there, even with the height advantage as a CT. Nafany waits for the fade, but now he's caught with the AWP in the open, nowhere to go and nowhere to hide from Apex. Leading by example to find the first, and now you can just let them sweat. Shocks his B-lurks as well. Well, he's not come through with massive, you know, lots of numbers, high impact kills off the couple he has found.
This is looking like all the makings of a mid to be one of these A-lurks, perhaps out of Masuta while they poise for it, posturing themselves towards middle of the rest of Vitality, and in they come, Kyojin with the opener. It's all starting to fall apart. Shiro and Axel, they will hold strong, but now you get the info that there's 2 at B. That means there's 1 guy on A, and that 1 guy might be about to have a bad day in the office. Axel, or Hobbit rather, holding the line. Zaiwu dead, and now Apex looking for a bomb plant. Masuta needs to cover him, and he will watch for this cross. Apex gets out of there. There is a ramp lurk from Axel. Fast flank from the B ramp. Apex is ready for it, though. And so this is a 2-on-0. Now 1v1. Shiro, Clutch King versus Apex, and he is going to keep the dream alive for Gambit for the time being. We're going the full 30 rounds as Shiro clutches it out to find 14.
No kit, no problem. He's got it, and even saves the AWP as well. This man's swapped off the AWP for the multi-kill retake, and what a good job for doing that. Downgrading to a FAMAS. Ugh, puts tears in your eyes, but Shiro keeps the game going, and Vitality, that looked like all the makings to a round, a 5-on-3 into the post plant. Quick pause. Vitality don't want to botch this opportunity. You give Gambit overtime, suddenly they got their second wind. We saw this exact situation in that Liquid matchup. Remember that in the group? It was Liquid to hit 15 first. It was round 30, Gambit pulled it back. That was also 14-14. And as soon as you put Gambit in overtime, they had their second win. Axel, who had been quiet all damn day, came back in with some massive impact on the CT side. And he's been at the forefront of this entire map as well. So don't give Gambit the opportunity. Don't give them the satisfaction.
I mean, that's what you got to wonder, right? Like, is that the chance that you have? Is that the best chance you're going to have? Because when you get to OT and Gambit have got more room to breathe again and that pressure is gone, they will start to look like an entirely different beast.
Shock's going through the motions. And back to the A-ramp attack. You're still being smoked off. You're still boosting, but not for long. Flashes go through, and that sends Apex back. It even sends Nafany further forward with the SMG. Often see this get wall banged on Molly. He looks like he wants to go. Do they have a flash for him? It's a risky play to start the round, but they're going to do it. Smoke, Molly, flash, he's got it all. Here he goes, fully through. Everyone's blind, including him. He sits in the smoke, and they take his head off. Zaiwu follows up. Hobbit's gone. You need Shiro more than ever now with the AWP. He is all that stands on this A site.
Yeah, Vitality, they're not going to just explode on the back of that double. They're almost hesitant, thinking, why would they face us so liberally? If they got more here than they're letting on. Shiro has been given some time to set up on the short side. Rotation from Inters leaves him in the bomb site. Shiro is going to need to emerge as some big hero now if Gambit do want to take this to OT. He's got the big ticket item. He's got the big green gun. And Vitality, they're trying to give Gambit enough rope to hang themselves, as it were. They go silent. They force this B stack out of Gambit, leaving just one man on shore. That molly either pushes him forward or sends him back. He's got no choice but to fight for short, and he has dealt with Apex. Now they start to take the site. There's a late lurk coming up the short side, but Masuta beat Zywoo to it, and now it's the Famises for Gambit. Axal and Inters in a 2-on-4 to save the streak, to save their place in the Pro League playoffs. They've got to do the impossible.
Double Famas, double smoke, and they've got the kid as well. Nothing else falls in the favor of Gambit, and Vitality is just bleeding that clock, waiting for this fade, using every bit of utility they have. Here comes Inters, got to give it a go. Masuta, man of the hour, drops Axel, hunts the final kill, and even though he falls, it shouldn't be a problem. There it is for Vitality, 16 streak broken for Gambit, the CIS squad, and their streaks can't hold strong as Vitality lock in a semi-final spot.